Hey, everybody. We're so excited to be here today and recognize the great team at WELR over in Roanoke, Alabama, for their long-term commitment to a wonderful event in the area called the Bike Hike. And we're going to ask Coleman Vice to tell us all about it.
Well, we're just real glad to have a chance to work with the Randolph County Learning Center, and we'll let Robin tell a little bit about what they do here in just a minute. But just like anything else, there's been so many people to start something like this and then to keep it going. Earl Manning, the original owner of the station that we bought it from, had kind of got the beginnings of this fundraiser going, and then Robin came in and took over the Randolph County Learning Center, and of course my parents, Jim and Kay Vice, came in, and then it kind of blossomed into what we call the Bike Hike warm-up, which we do live at the radio station, and have a really neat event that started off at our original location on Main Street, and then when we moved out to Highway 431, we actually designed our building to give us so that we could do something outside that's covered, and be able to have room to do several additional events. And so the actual design of our building in Roanoke, Alabama, was actually a lot of thought went into the Bike Hike warm-up when we built it. And pretty much what we do is have a chance for people in the community to come to the radio station, and we have stationary bikes that the Learning Center has gathered through the years, and people come out and use these stationary bicycles. They ride them for 30 minutes to an hour, and of course people sponsor them to come out and ride, and we interview them while they're riding and get a chance to talk about things that they do in their lives, and plus, why do they support the Learning Center? So it gives us a chance to really tell a story, and we do it all day. It starts at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and we wrap up about 4:30, 5 o'clock, and play music and have just a good time. And it's a very festive opportunity for people to come out and be a part of it. And we've done some other things, mullet tosses, which I'll get Robin to tell about that, because I think she describes it a lot better than I can. Also, we've had great participation from the volunteer fire departments to help direct traffic, to people cooking, and there's food everywhere, and it's just a real neat celebration. And we appreciate everybody being a part of it. Robin, why don't you go ahead and tell us about the Randolph County Learning Center and some thoughts you have on the warm up.
Well, just to give you a brief overview of the Randolph County Learning Center, our center started in 1975, and we're a day treatment center for individuals with disabilities in the Randolph County service area. So that started here in 1975, generally with the help of parents and concerned citizens. And that's how the radio station got involved. It was the local radio station and the local paper that really pushed the very first bike hike in 1975. And then 10 years later, that's when the warm-up started at the radio station. And what that was a few people riding stationary bicycles the day before, supposedly warming up their legs to ride a 25-mile bicycle route the next day. So it started as it was called warm-up because they were warming up actually for the event the next day. What happened is that event has gotten smaller, the bike hike, and what grew over the years and stayed, we've done a little bit of everything. It was the bike hike warm-up, which is at the radio station, and it was right across the street from us. So the first year I came to the Learning Center was the year that Earl Manning sold the station to the Vices. And so I just walked across the street one day and said, we're doing this thing called warm up, or y'all going to do it right. And they knew about as much as I did, which was nothing. And we just went from there. So we've been doing it across the street, and then we moved out to the big station. Like Coleman said, it was designed with us in mind, which that was wonderful. And the wonderful thing was the always willingness of the radio station and the family to go along with whatever we did. The mullet toss, we actually had dead mullet fish just like they do at the Gulf, and they lined off their lawn for us. We had a cookout, big grill cookout. We've had bicycles. We've had, I think we had some margarita mixes going one year, and we kept blowing out the fuse boxes with the big fans. And we've had the old ancient bicycles out there. But basically what's happened is people come in with their money already raised, and people come in and they call in to the local radio station. And I've been amazed all these years, the people that, oh, I heard you on the radio, you know, that people will hear you in the morning and they look forward to coming out and supporting the Learning Center. We've had individuals that just showed up and have written large checks just because they heard on the radio what we were doing. So it's been a wonderful community. It's kind of solidified the community together to do one thing. And like I said, we've had all those 34 years of support. And that's just almost unheard of, I'm sure, throughout the state, that you've got somebody willing to do that. And I've watched Coleman grow up. He was a teenager when they bought the station. So I've literally seen, you know, him grow up. So it's just amazing to me. And I'm very thankful that they have basically, always say, put up with us. His parents were very gracious. His mother, Kay, served on our board all those years also. So she was very involved in it and very giving and very just a dear friend. So there's, you know, it was a lot more than just having our fundraiser. It was, you know, it built a relationship over all those years. So we're just, I don't think anybody else in the state has this. I don't know of. If they have, I hadn't heard it. And like I said, it grew into the larger event. We had 2 individuals last year that raised over $10,000 a piece, brought their pledges in, already had that money raised. We've done over $50,000 just on a warm-up day before. You know, the businesses put their money in. We've had people walk from Wedowee, which is about 10 miles away from the local hospital there. The same group of individuals will walk or ride from the hospital to the radio station during the event. So we have fire trucks and police cars looking for them. They come into the radio station with people riding the bicycles. COVID kind of set us back a couple of years as far as just having not so many people on the lawn, but we had people just came on and gave us their money and sent their money in and called their money in. And we had a live auction where all the individuals throughout the community, and I'm going on too long, I'll wrap it up, gave items for us to auction off. So it's, I mean, it's every which way you could think to be involved. That's how the bike hike is, and the warm up, like I said, is the main emphasis, and everybody wants to talk on the radio. So it's a great thing. It's a fun thing.
Well,
and we've go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was going to say, I should have told you I was going to ask this question, but you talked about the fact that you interview people while they're riding the bikes during the warm up. And I thought there got to be some pretty funny stories that come out of that. I can imagine I'd be huffing and puffing and not able to talk.
Coleman can tell you there's lots of people that just, they're sitting there going,
don't make me
they're
talk.
not going to, we try to get them to say hello, and Coleman can at least get them to say hello. And maybe where they're from, what business or what school. You know, we've had people, they dress up, you know, we've had costume contests. We made it a beach party just to make it fun. So we've had people there with coconut bra, men from certain insurance companies with a coconut bra and a hula skirt on, Hawaiian shirts. And we have great t-shirts that we give away that day. So it's an event that you want to say that you went to. You know, we've made getting out of work, whatever. But some people will tell you their life story on the radio, and some people will say yes and no, and that's it. So, and Coleman know by this time, you know, kind of a lot of the people that are coming, and you may get to meet somebody that's new, like if we've got a new judge or a new superintendent or a new police chief, they get to come out and they introduce themselves, and the people that are there tell a little bit about their business and themselves. And so it's a win-win, because it's not just about us, it's about them too, and what they're doing, what their business. Schools will come out and say, well, our school raised $10,000. Our school raised $5,000 in pennies at the elementary school, you know, that type of thing. So we try to make sure that we let everyone tell what they have done for us.
Angela, Ronnie, do you have something to add?
I've only been doing it for like 2 years, 3 years it'll be my third year this year. And I mean, I'm behind the scenes. I help get it organized on our part, the radio station part, and get things together, keep Coleman straight and in the direction he needs to go. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do with it. And then I go out to the event that day and spend the day out there.
Ronnie?
I just started full-time in July, so I'm looking forward to my first event.
You get to help push those bikes out there.
There you go.
Where do you store the bikes?
We have a shed behind our building.
Okay.
We're in the American Legion building here in Roanoke, and it's another thing. They built their storage shed behind their building here,
Right.
but they built it in mind for us to store our bicycles back there. And we have they're old and they're cranky and they're rusty, so it's not like you're coming out to ride a nice elite bicycle. You're coming out to crank some old bicycle that's been they've been riding it since 1976. So that's part of the torture too.
And I tell you, it's funny watching people come out and they'll test one bike and go, oh, let me try this one, and they'll jump around thinking they're going to find the perfect bike, and no, they're not. You're just going to have to get it done.
I'm going to have to come at least watch if I don't get on a bike. I think this is probably very entertaining. It sounds like you've made it a great party for the community, and I love the way everybody comes and participates. It's wonderful, and that's a real tribute to your organization, Robin, and also to the commitment to the radio station and the Vice family and your team over the years. And we're just really proud of you. And that's why we wanted to recognize you with this award, because you're doing what broadcasters should be doing in the community. And obviously you're touching everybody with this event. It's just wonderful.
Yeah, it's hard to find things where you get everybody that's willing to get in one direction and push something forward. And I mean, without a doubt, all the employees that has worked with us through the years, and there's just so many that have been a part of it, have never went, do I have to, or can I get out of it? It's always, let me come and be a part of it. And this award, which I really appreciate you giving it to us, is so much to do with the Learning Center and their staff, all the clients that are there, and of course all the employees at Eagles Nest Incorporated through the years that have just been willing to put in those extra hours to make it happen, and we appreciate it.
Congratulations, everyone. Thank you.
And we appreciate them, the radio station, so much, because to do it year in and year out, that's what's made it successful. If you've done a little something here and a little something there, it may not have built up into this, but like I said, this is, I think, their 34th year. So it's just that's amazing, and I congratulate them on their award this year.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.